Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the United States chart in terms of something very special that's about to occur around the year of 2021 and 2022. And that is, it is time for Pluto to return. Pluto takes about 244 to 245 years to go through all 12 signs of the zodiac. And it's back in the United States chart. Pluto, let's put up the chart that I use for the United States. We call this the Kelleher chart because James Kelleher is the Vedic astrologer that rectified this chart. And of course, it is on the day that they signed the Constitution, which was July 4th of 1776. And the time that's actually used for this chart is around 6:30 p.m. in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So here is the chart that works beautifully for the United States, beautifully. And another thing I want to say about this chart, Pluto has made a complete revolution. Now, I have just written a book on Pluto, and I have come to truly understand the depths of the meaning of this planet, which is so profoundly deep. It changes your life when you understand it. It truly does. So let me go a little bit about what Pluto's all about. Because in mythology, in Greek mythology, Pluto is the god of the underworld. And there are vast connotations about that. It is darkness. It is our shadow. It deals with deep, dark, psychological stuff. And actually, Pluto's meanings equate to everything that the 8th house is about. And some of that is some pretty dark energy, but it does deal with psychoanalysis, metaphysics, getting to the core and the bottom of things, which you have to do in therapy and psychology, better understanding things beyond this world, psychics and mediums, and death. It is the house of birth and death and transformation as we are reborn. There is nothing deeper than that. That's Pluto, and that is the 8th house energy. So what does it mean as it returns to its starting position? You know, so many people talk about the Saturn return and, you know, Jupiter's return. But what does it really mean when we have a Pluto return? Well, remember this, Pluto is death and rebirth. So that's exactly what I think it's going to mean, especially for the United States. It is a death and a rebirth. This is profound to consider. And looking up here at the United States chart, where we have Pluto in the 2nd house, and it is with K2, the 2nd house deals with finances and money. And what this is actually telling us that in the year of the Jupiter return, and not to mention, Saturn is even here as well. Transiting Saturn, that is transiting and conjoining with Pluto as Pluto returns to its starting position in this chart in the 2nd house of finances and money. Wow, the economy is about to transform and change radically. There's going to be a rebirth. I think the way that we exchange and deal with money is going to go through a radical shift and change. Something must die before something's reborn, though. Yes, and every time Saturn conjoins with Pluto, it always represents destruction. Something old, something that's outworn and doesn't work anymore has to go. And that can deal with many things that have been going on in this country of the United States. There has to be a revival and a rebirth. The politics, the government, it's not working. The finances, the money, it's not working for the people. And that's what's got to change. Yes, it's not going to be easy, but it has to happen for a rebirth and a revival to come that will make this a whole new country and a whole new world. And that is the power of Pluto. Remember, Pluto's symbology is the phoenix that dies to the ashes, but is reborn. That's what I see happening for the United States. And actually, as if you will see, Pluto in this chart is around 6 degrees. But right before transiting Pluto hits that degree mark, it's going to oppose Mercury in the 8th house. And the 8th house has some very deep connotations. One thing it does deal with money, other people's money. The United States has been a very prosperous country. Pluto in Saturn, aspecting this Mercury, which actually does rule the 10th house of career, well, it's not career in this case, it's the government, it's the heads of the government, it's the rulership in a country's chart. And as Pluto and Saturn are aspecting Mercury in the 8th house of death and transformation, you better believe something unbelievable will transform and change. Furthermore, once Pluto and Saturn get closer, Saturn will arrive there much sooner, to Ketu in the 2nd house. That will be the transformation, but I think that only comes after the ending of whoever is in office. There's something huge that will happen. This will probably take place as Pluto and Saturn in the year of 2021 oppose this Mercury. Remember, Mercury rules the 10th. The boss, the chief, in charge. I cannot think of anything else but a major shift and change of who is in office within the year of 2021, and the transformational shift happens in 2022. This is incredible. This is unbelievable what I'm seeing in this amazing chart. The writing's on the wall. It's clear as day. And also, while Pluto and Saturn are in Capricorn, they are sending a 6-8 relationship called the quincunx to all 4 planets in the 7th house. I have found that the quincunx, which is 150 degrees, is always the most important aspect when you're looking at dire change that deals with accidents, endings. Remember, it's 6-8. What's the 6th house deal with? Accidents, struggles, enemies. What's the 8th house deal with? Endings and death. So when planets form this quincunx 6-8 relationship or 8-6 relationship, it is always about some kind of chaotic uproar. And that's where Pluto and Saturn will be, aspecting all those planets in the 7th house. And at the same time, they'll be arriving at an opposition with Mercury, which is monumental in change. By the time, and another thing I see happening around this time is the transit of Jupiter in the year of 2021 will be in Aquarius in the second part of 2021 and into 2022. Actually, it'll be in the second part of 2022. And halfway through 2021, the Jupiter will be arriving on the moon in the 3rd house. The moon rules the 8th house. And the 3rd house deals with communications, the media, and we're going to find this is going to be the revelations we've been waiting for, the truth. And what do I think that has to do with? A lot has to do with a lot of the secrets the government has been keeping from the public. They can't do it anymore. Not with Jupiter on the moon. This will be in the 2nd half of 2021 and into 2022 as well. And I promise you, everything will change. I mean, really, it could deal with the alien contact thing. It's been happening. We are not alone. But most of all, we're about to go through one of the biggest transformational changes ever in history. It'll be pretty interesting to be alive on this planet at this time. Let me just tell you, this is monumental. You can't even write the books about what's going to be happening soon, let me tell you that. You can't even make a movie that would be more extreme than the truth. So what do they always say? Truth is more unbelievable than fiction. Wait and see. It'll be a really, really interesting ride. Don't be afraid. It will always amount to something much better. But we have to go through that tunnel to get to the light, and we will. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information on me, if you want to study Vedic astrology with me, learn how I'm able to make these predictions, go to my university website. That is universityofvedicastrology.com. Or if you would like to learn more about me, go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.